It was 1998. Jurassic Park was already 5 years old, but the dino hysteria it left in its wake was far from extinct. Not long after the first Turok game made hunting dinosaurs a thing, there was a PC game called Carnivores. I played the hell out of Carnivores. And now, 15 years later, Carnivores is back. Oh, they must have found a CD-ROM inside some amber. So this one's called Carnivores HD, and really that's a perfect name for it because it's just that. This is a prettier HD version of the old school Carnivores, with an emphasis on old school. The game obviously looks and plays much better than the original, but in terms of its design, I mean, it still feels like that 15-year-old PC game. Still fun, but kind of outdated too. Speaking of outdated, this game was actually released for iOS and Android back in 2010, so I guess it's like double the old news for some people. Nonetheless, on the console side, there are definitely some advantages. Case in point, Carnivores HD is kind of a beautiful game. And look, I certainly don't mean that in a technical sense. Like rocks aren't supposed to float. So the game could definitely look better technically, but artistically, it actually looks pretty good. Even better than that at times. And it totally conveys that feeling of this alien world that, for some strange reason, looks a lot like prehistoric Earth. Sadly, those strange reasons are never really explored. In fact, there's no story at all in Carnivores HD. Now, I'm not saying I want cutscenes or anything, but a little text might have been nice. Something that explains who you are, or more importantly, where you are. And why you have a spaceship that can pick up dead dinosaurs. Anyway, if you've ever played the original Carnivores, a lot of this stuff might look familiar to you. The gameplay, the spaceship, the trophy room. I mean, this is an old school hunting game through and through. That means it takes a good bit of stealth and a lot more patience. So you're tracking footprints, sneaking through the grasses, attempting to stay downwind. Because, you know, it's important for a game about shooting dinosaurs in the face to be realistic. But fortunately, there are dinosaurs. And lots of them. You always have primary targets, which are generally bigger dinosaurs, but the levels are also filled with dinosaurs you don't have to kill. That is, if you're a coward. You don't get anything for your dominance, though. You only get stuff for targeted species. Money, trophy points, and those unlock new content. But you know, that's another area where Carnivores HD feels very old school. The content. I mean, there are 9 levels, but there are only 3 different locations. So you have those 3 levels, but then add a dusk and a fog version to each of them. That gives you 9 levels, which obviously isn't much. Then again, you only have 3 weapons, so maybe that's more than enough. For, like, your own safety. And despite its shortcomings, I actually had some fun with this game. The gameplay's stealthy, the settings are occasionally pretty, it has an old-school simplicity. Then again, it's also old-school in a negative way, too. There's just not much to this game. Obviously, Carnivores hasn't evolved much since 1998, but if you just want to slaughter some hapless sauropods, Carnivore still has some bite.